Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the 3X Value Growth Podcast. My name is Kerri Sauls, coming to you as always from New Hampshire. And I always start with a piece of trivia about New Hampshire. Today, it's the fact that New Hampshire is the only state that ever played host to a formal conclusion of a foreign war. In 1905, Portsmouth, New Hampshire was the scene of a treaty that ended the Russo-Japanese War. Trivia for the day. So today I am joined by Raoul Davis of Ascendant Group Branding. Thank you and welcome, Raoul.
So happy to be here.
I am too. Well, again, thanks for joining us for this episode of the 3X Value Growth Podcast. But for people who don't know who you are, I want them to know how much you bring to the table. I know you're very busy, and I'm very fortunate that you agreed to have this interview. So thank you again, Raoul. But let me tell them about you. Raoul Davis is the CEO of the Ascendant Group, a world leader in CEO branding with offices in Delaware, Egypt, Lebanon, and the Netherlands. Ascendant helps CEOs, retired athletes, and executive leaders increase their top-line revenue. Ascendant's integrated model includes brand strategy, public relations, book deals, social media, and brand design. Raoul is considered to be a global expert in CEO and executive branding. So that's why the title for today's 7-minute interview is The Art of CEO and Executive Branding. That's really nice, and it fits you so perfectly. So we're going to do that in just 7 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Our 7 minutes starts now. Raoul, who's your ideal client?
Our ideal client is CEOs and executives ranging from mid-sized markets up to Fortune 500.
And for those clients, what is the key problem that you're trying to solve?
So the key problem is the marketplace has changed, right? Business isn't just B2B or B2C anymore. It is now H to H, human to human connectivity. And many companies are struggling to determine, how do I connect with the audience that matters the most in a way that's going to emotionally connect for them? And the days are over where you could just send a corporate press release, hope it gets tons of coverage. Now it would just be sent to the advertising department, whereas our approach involves thought leadership for CEOs and executives, where you're providing real value for the media and on social. And for that reason, people connect with it more.
It's a different approach. It seems like it's a totally unique model.
Well, it's the approach that is geared for our times, right? Because communication these days, we're just all overloaded by it. So one advertising message after another, one corporate press release after another. To stick out, you've got to be saying something that's unique and saying something that's providing value. It's about the value you're providing in your communication. It isn't about you hammering a message, which is what too many companies try to do.
Perfect. Our third question, what are the typical symptoms that you see in companies that they're having this problem?
Well, so there's this orientation around just thinking about how I communicate the message to say everything that I want to say. And really, you've got to learn to speak human. And one of the best ways to speak human is to have humans communicate, right? So we think about advertising as these banners, these messages that we're promoting, and it's a very expensive way to brand. I mean, like your advertising budget can be significant, and it takes a person 7 times for it to even connect with them. Whereas if you think about using a CEO or an executive brand, they'll emotionally connect with the person because their story gets integrated into the message. You get to talk about the company anyway, provide value to the audience. And then when that advertising comes now, it's a reminder. It's not a way for you to just push a message initially. It's a reminder of them already seeing you in the media.
That's great. I love, we speak human is so important these days, definitely. Because that's what you see, what are some of the common mistakes that people that are listening might be trying to make when they try to solve this problem on their own?
Well, there's a number, but I'll just focus on social because it's one of the easiest to deal with. So for instance, let's take LinkedIn and then Facebook. I'll use those two very quickly. So on LinkedIn, aren't you tired of getting the message that says, I have this service. I want to sell you this service. Do you have 20 minutes to talk to me? Nobody cares. The second one is you just develop the connection with me, and 2 days later, you want to already get on the phone with me. Too salesy. The better approach is to demonstrate from the beginning what you want to help them understand, what you do broadly in a way that provides value. Wait a month, right? And then after a month, send some sort of follow-up communication where you're able to ask them about them, what they care about, what's going on in their world, and then you can share a little bit, and then you can see if they've got 20 minutes to chat. That's much more value. Then on Facebook, people are in the business too much of just doing curated content, and curated content that day is over. You need to have original content in your social for anyone to care about it anymore.
It just keeps moving faster and faster, definitely. So we're 4 minutes in. Question number 5. What is one valuable free action that audience members could implement to help them start to solve this problem?
Okay, your LinkedIn banner. So at the top of it, a lot of us just leave the blue box there that is just a generic banner. I didn't realize this for a long time, and I think a lot of people don't realize it. You can also customize that banner and put together like a nice message right there or a nice visual picture, and it will just add some more flavor and personality to your LinkedIn. The second thing you can do on that tip is have that opening title for your LinkedIn, have it say something descriptive that helps people understand what you're doing as opposed to just single words or something that is a forced message.
Yeah, there's a big difference between putting your title up there, which doesn't tell anybody anything, and actually describing what you do or what problem you solve.
Correct.
Makes a big difference, definitely. So then my 6th question is, what's one valuable free resource that you can direct people to that will actually further help them with this kind of problem?
Well, anyone who goes to ascendantgroupbranding.com and then hits the contact button and reaches out to us, we have a tool that will provide them 3 reasons why you do CEO and executive branding, and I'll quickly go over them. Number 1 is to grow the top line revenue of your business. Number 2 is to build a more portable brand. So if you are a CEO or an executive in having multiple entities you're involved in, building a brand can help you market many of them and makes you look good in the marketplace. People like Elon Musk and Richard Branson have been masterful at this. And then the final one is to build a legacy. So normally people do 1 or 3 of these reasons in terms of why building a CEO or executive brand can be so important.
Well, that's cool that you gave us those 3 tips right here. Thank you very much. So my last question here, and we've got just 45 seconds. Number 7, what's the one question I should have asked you that would give great value to our listeners? And then please share the answer.
Sure. So I think one of the most important questions is branding for ego or does it provide value? And the answer is that it provides true value for the business, because all we're trying to do is CEOs, executives, they are the chief storytellers for the business. And so the best way to get that story out is the way that's going to connect with your audience. It isn't to be cold and disjointed. It's to really connect emotionally. And that's what being the chief storyteller for your business does for you.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Raoul Davis of Ascendant Branding. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for checking out the 3X Value Growth Podcast. If you like what we're doing here, head over to iTunes and subscribe, leave us a review, or rate us. It's very much appreciated. And if you'd like to learn more about the 3X Value Growth model, go to www.3xvaluegrowth.com/model for the PDF.